There are few Lego sets that make you smile, Lego sets that make you think, and then there are Lego sets that flat out consume your weekend, your desk, and your sanity. The Eiffel Tower is one of those. It's a 10,000 one-piece behemoth that doesn't politely ask for your attention. It demands it. When I first saw the box, I laughed. 5 feet tall, 10,000 pieces, $630? Yeah, sure, Lego. And then 12 hours later, I wasn't laughing. I was surrounded by plastic scaffolding, track pieces, and a growing sense that this thing wasn't just a build, it was a battle. Opening the box feels like tearing into a history book, written in bricks. The smell of new plastic, the weight of 1,000 bags, the sight of that instruction manual thicker than some novels when all three combined, it hits you. You realize instantly that this isn't just for casual builders. This is for obsessed. The first few steps lull you in. The base is clean, mathematical, almost relaxing. Each stud clicks with that perfect sound that reminds you why Lego's magic still works. But then the arches appear, those gracefully swooping supports that define the Eiffel Tower's soul, and suddenly the tension starts. They're held on by only a few studs, which are upside down, barely clinging to the base, and every touch feels like playing Jenga on expert mode. The bending tubes that are supposed to hold them in place start to fight back, pulling and twisting, like the build itself is resisting completion. It's wild, it's finicky, it's borderline terrifying, and somehow it's kind of awesome. From there, the repetition begins. Beams, plates, diagonal supports, over and over. It's like meditation mixed with madness. You lose track of time, your fingers start to ache, and every piece you snap on feels both satisfying and slightly concerning because the tower keeps getting taller and wobblier. At some point, you catch yourself holding your breath as you attach sections, whispering little prayers to the Lego gods that nothing collapses. The higher you climb, the more you realize the genius and insanity behind the design. It's fragile yet balanced, rigid enough yet flexible because all of Lego designers somehow recreated 19th century ironwork using nothing but ABS plastic and hope. But let's not forget about the trees. Oh my goodness, the trees. Tiny, repetitive, fiddly little clusters that test every ounce of patience you thought you ever had. Each one looks simple until you realize it's built out of a dozen microscopic pieces that somehow need to line up perfectly. I built 20 of them and it felt like I've aged 5 years. But once they're all placed around the base, it clicks. The greenery offsets the gray metal. The color grounds the structure, and suddenly it feels alive. Like Paris in spring, frozen in Lego form. By the time you reach the upper sections, you're deep in the zone. You know the rhythm, you know the pain, you know the exact sound of a brick clicking in just right. The midsection is solid, the platforms are elegant, and then comes the final act, the spire. That's where things get emotional. You're balancing massive sections on a 2x2 tower and thin clips that feel way too delicate to hold 4-foot structure. Every movement feels like it could end the entire project. The axle running through the middle pretends to stabilize things, but let's be honest, it's just there for moral support. You line up the final piece, press it in, and suddenly silence. No movement, no creaks, just stillness. The tower stands, and you stand too, just staring at it, realizing you've built something genuinely monumental. From a distance, it doesn't even look like Lego anymore. It looks real. The curves, the shadows, the way the light catches the angle, it's breathtaking. Photos and videos don't do it justice. In person, it's a whole different beast. The sheer scale of it dominates the room. You walk in and your brain just goes, whoa, it's elegant, it's ridiculous, and it's beautiful, and it's yours. Now, let's be honest. This set isn't perfect. The wobble is real. Move it too fast and it'll sway like a skyscraper in a windstorm. The top connection is fragile. The repetition can get exhausting. And yeah, $630, that's a bit of money. But you know what? None of that matters once it's done. Because this build isn't about convenience. It's about commitment. It's about what happens when you sit down and decide to finish something insane just on your own because you can. People always talk about the Eiffel Tower as a symbol of love, of ambition, of human ingenuity. This Lego version somehow captures all of that. It's a love letter to architecture, to patience, to the weird joy of watching order rise out of chaos. It's not just a set, it's an experience. You start off thinking you're building a model, and by the end, you realize the model built you. So, is this the Lego Eiffel Tower a masterpiece or a marketing hype? For me, it's both, and that's the beauty of it. It's Lego flexing its engineering muscles while daring you to test your own. It's a statement piece, a project, a personal Everest. It's frustrating, repetitive, and occasionally terrifying, but also brilliant, inspiring, and unforgettable. When you finish it, you don't just have a tower. You have a story. Your story of persistence, creativity, and the wild satisfaction that comes from seeing 10,000 tiny moments of effort stack into something extraordinary. At the end of the day, this tower stands not just as a tribute to Paris, but as a monument of what Lego is really about. Turning patience into progress, frustration into art, and a pile of little plastic bricks into something that makes you stop, stare, and whisper to yourself, yeah, that was worth it.